So what's going on, man? Doing good?
Oh yeah, man, just chilling. Had the day off, just got done doing some stuff around the house, had to buy a new thing for the toilet so that the toilet would stop running.
Oh, I was like a new thing for the toilet. That could be like
Yeah,
six
no,
different
pretty
things.
much. No,
Yeah.
I bought I basically just bought replacement guts for it because it
Yeah.
was
Dude, I've done that 5 times for the ones in this house.
right.
Eventually I just replaced the entire toilet, but the one I replaced it with doesn't have the same mechanisms as the ones you can easily fix with the parts. So
Yeah,
it's
it was
like
weird that
if it breaks, I'm screwed.
I saw like the pieces by themselves and they were like $14 or $15 each. But then there was like a kit. Addison was like, just get the kit.
Yeah.
It's easy. Just get the kit. And it's
Because then
both
if your other
parts.
thing breaks, you're like, oh, I got this piece. But
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
So I'm just gonna swap the whole thing out and have a new new internals for the toilet. What are you drinking there, pal?
What do you think, man?
Dude, I will say this: the one
Tart
thing that
cherry
bummed me
busted.
out when I left that show the other night, I was like, man, there was all those drinks down there where the comics were. I was like, I should have taken some for the road, dude. Their cider's so good.
Yeah.
I get the dry or
Yeah.
whatever, or like
Yeah,
the
that's one of my
RVA cider.
the
That's
the
what
dry and
I
the cherry are my favorite, but there's a
cherries with the tart cherry or
tart
whatever.
cherry, yeah, but they also do like the
Yeah.
old fashioned one. That one,
Ooh.
I swear to God, that one's got more alcohol in it than they say it does, because that thing will mess me up a lot faster than
Dude, yeah.
the other
That
one.
tart cherry is good.
Well,
That and
that's
the
what I was.
RVA one.
So I was like looking at the picture, and it reminded me that I know somebody who looks exactly like that, and that
Ooh.
gave me the idea to call Will Miner. So
Oh.
I was like, because I made him wear a hat one time there to
To
catch
look
on to
like the
that.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I was like,
that's
he asked if
funny.
we'd pay him copyright or something, but we'll
You're
see if
like,
we can get a
no,
hold of him.
you stole our likeness. You
Yeah, I was like,
jacked our
we're
logo.
suing you. Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, hey,
Hey,
there he is.
oh, am I here?
He's
Yeah,
there.
look
I'm
at you
there. Oh
go.
my gosh.
What's happening?
It's the other half of the Jacking Off a Minor podcast. Holy
Oh my
shit.
gosh.
The name
You
wouldn't
know
be
it's
as
that.
cool.
Oh my god, that's two confirmed. I hope Jack watches this. Then he'll know 2 people actually listen to our show.
Well,
I am.
there's a difference between knowing the advertising and actually watching.
No, the advertising I should thank Nick for, if anything. But,
Well, I was going to
Yeah.
say if our video podcast is any indication, just because your name's out there doesn't mean they're watching it.
Yeah, exactly.
We're working on that though.
Yeah, then again, I'm like the dude that's notorious for having like 4 fucking podcasts, and everyone's like, why are you doing that? It's the same 6 people listening. Like, I just want to hear what he has to say.
no, you're doing the right thing. You're just like shotgunning, just whatever, just taking a handful of darts and throwing them at the wall.
Oh, yeah, pretty
Media
much.
saturation. That's what it is. So how you doing, man? How you been?
Oh, same old thing, different day. Just got off work. Been relaxing at home, doing some writing before I met up with you. Actually, jumped on here, doing a little drawing, just hanging out. And
You
really,
how long have you been
missing
back at work?
shows every day.
Oh yeah, you're what is it? Wildlife Marshal Will.
What? I wish, God, I miss being a park ranger. Take me back.
What are you doing
take
now?
me back to those days gone by when I could just walk through a forest and like throw rocks at stuff and yell at things. It was great.
You almost said kids, didn't you? Throw rocks at kids.
I almost did. You caught me. Yeah, right. You did.
He sounded like he had
"Mm."
like the agenda of a homeless person. Like, let me
Yeah.
just walk through the forest and throw stuff at people, yell things. I'm
So
not drunk or crazy.
What are you doing now, like for job?
I am actually a horticulturalist.
Okay.
I work at a farm that specializes in perennials.
Oh, well, how about that? What were you doing before COVID, or was that something else?
I was still working for the Park Service. I was still working with the state parks. I was just doing a boring office job with them.
So did that tank because of COVID, or was that?
Nobody
it's
goes
funny.
to parks now.
Like,
Actually,
it's funny
everybody
because
started
of
going to parks after COVID.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
they were
no,
like,
like-
we'll do stand up in the park.
No, like that's the thing. Like, it's funny because when I was working for the state parks, apparently we had never had such a worse year, but our attendance was just through the roof. Like, we had more people than ever. But here's the thing: all the parks were closed.
Yeah.
Which
Meaning-
which park
but
did you
like-
work at?
What's that?
Which park did you work at?
Pocahontas State Park.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
but
know,
closed
right? Yeah.
basically means we're not going to clean up the trash, And if shit falls in the path, we're not messing with it. There's nobody to pick it up.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was. I don't
still
know. I
went.
thought it was just nuts that like they only have so many park rangers. So like, how are you going to stop a lot of people from coming in 100 different entrances to a park with no? It's a park. Like.
Yeah.
I remember one time in high school, I was dating this girl, and like me, her, and a couple friends went to Maymon and got locked inside, and I had to scale the fence to get out.
Okay, now that I don't believe, but I believe you got locked in. Like,
hey man, fuck
you. The difference is Pocahontas you can camp overnight. Maymont.
People often did. Just like we always had people just camping out in the woods, just randomly. Like,
well, and there's campgrounds there though, right?
Oh yeah, no, there were legitimate campgrounds, but a big problem was people. It was the biggest park in Virginia, so people would just come in their vans and just like find a spot and like just chill for a couple days.
I mean,
that's funny to just think of people just randomly like sitting in a spot. You're like, you can't camp here. They're like, it's outside. Yeah, I can. Why can't I?
I know, right? How are you going to argue with that? Oh,
laws and borders and shit, man.
You can't own the planet, bro. Okay.
You don't own this parking lot. Oh God.
This is God's sky I'm under.
You got to understand, like, how many characters would come into a state park when you're working there. I just.
What are you talking about? There was a character literally working there.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm glad we're on the same page for that.
People that made that place wonderful.
Yes, Nick and I both agree that you are quite the character.
Oh yeah, you're not the first to tell me.
I know your
I've often been compared to cartoon characters.
Any one of his many personalities tells them that every morning.
Yeah. I could see you getting compared to cartoon characters. Right now, I'm trying to think. I think what's his name from Garfield? I could see
John.
that. Yeah, I could see you being John.
Kitten?
No. I was talking about
not
Garfield's
normal.
owner.
I believe he means John.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean John?
You also strike me as the man in the yellow hat from Curious George.
So basically, he's saying you remind him of a lonely man that collects animals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a Dr. Dolittle.
Meanwhile, a cat walks in the background.
Yeah. You're more of like a Dr. Do Nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even less than Dr. Dolittle.
Actually, yeah, that's true. I guess it would just be a man and his plants is really.
I know. Ooh, you're like a shitty version of Seymour from fucking Little Shop of Horrors. And the plant just has Jack's voice. Oh, feed me.
They all sound like Jack.
Don't ask what he's been feeding the Venus flytrap. Yeah, that's his alone.
He's like, why do I have to be the only plant without hair?
Jesus. So what else have you been doing? I mean, how long were you out of work for?
Well, I lost one of my two jobs when the whole COVID thing started. I had one shift at Maymon, actually, funny enough, the place he got locked in. I had one shift there.
Solid callback.
I know. Hey, I got a callback. But yeah, they brought me in, they showed me they teased me. They brought me in, they're like, here's all the animals, here's all the turtles and snakes and all the stuff you're gonna be working with. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. And then COVID. And then I was
so you went there before COVID hit.
Yeah.
I thought you had that and two. Okay. I was mishearing.
I just had the one
Carlton.
shift there.
Shut up, Dick.
And then I went to work at the state parks, and I was just stuck in an office the entire time. But I was stuck in downtown Richmond at a really interesting time. It was downtown Richmond when all the protests were going on.
Oh, jeez.
They probably thought you were part of the problem.
Something interesting was happening. Like
that mustache, everyone would think he's part of the problem.
How many times did you get beat up? They're like, get this fucking cop, dude.
Get this narc.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you have no idea.
He's undercover. Watch him try to talk to us about artisanal beers, small batch bourbons, and craft breweries.
Hey,
you ever been to Scott's Edition?
Small bookstore.
Oh man!
Like, dude, you guys like Ipanema? And they're like, he's a fucking cop. Kill him.
Jesus.
You know where I can find a sick tattoo shop around here? I'm trying to get some ink. And they're like, we just have to kill him. You're like, no, I work for the parks. And they're like,
it's obvious he's a narc.
He said he's a narc.
The parks.
No, I said I work for the parks, not that I'm a narc. Jesus. That was the end of Will Miner.
Yeah.
So I know you did our Busky open mic not too long ago.
I certainly did.
What have you been doing comedy-wise, really? I mean, I know most things have shut down. Have you been doing the Zoom thing?
Not really at all, particularly, unless it's someone I actually know who's invited me to participate in the show. I'm not really like actively seeking them out. I still get my one open mic in a week. My one live open mic that I get to go up on stage, even if it's in front of like 3 other comics. Like,
where are you doing that at?
Wherever I can, honestly. Like sometimes, mostly in Fredericksburg, Virginia. Mostly I have to drive an hour north to just get on stage for that like sweet 5 to 10 minutes.
Mic?
What's that?
You doing Monty's mic?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm just doing it whenever I can, like make it. I mean, it's hard sometimes with work and all, but that and gosh, I keep trying to get out to Sandston. There's a show out in Sandston that Soul Food Sunday. I don't know if you guys have ever done that room. That's really
I haven't
fun
done it, but I've seen them advertising it.
That's a fun one for a weeknight. But yeah, I'm still just trying. I mean, honestly, whenever I see someone post something on any of the like comedy Facebook page, any number of the comedy Facebook pages, I'm all scouring. I'm like, how close is it and how quick can I get there? So
yeah,
I mean, I've actually, and I've also done I've done shows I never thought I'd do places. I did shows in public parks. Yeah, like I know.
Usually you're being asked to leave the public parks because of the trench coat thing.
Like, looking at me really funny. They're like, "Are you allowed to be here?" Like,
he's like, "Don't worry, guys. I'm the ranger."
Yep. I work for the parks. Now let me tell you about all the trees. And they're like, "We have to go."
Please leave, sir. We're trying to make out and or do drugs here.
Was that the Scuffletown show?
It was.
Yeah.
Actually, I went to that when the weather was warm the one time and just kind of watched, and I was actually surprised. I never knew that was even back there. It's almost like they were like, you know what? Instead of letting homeless people take a shit back here, why don't we plant a few trees and put a fence up and let the dogs take a shit here instead?
Well, see, that's your thing, Carlton. Like, we all know that you just like to watch, you know? That's your...
True. Yeah, but usually I like to have a corner to sit in the dark.
Make a wish.
Yeah. Hang out in
a
a tree.
Wishes there.
Hide in a tree and watch. Real peeping Tom status.
Well, luckily, I will say this. Luckily, in the not too distant future, actually even closer by the time this goes online.
Because we've got like 85 episodes banked up. So
we do have quite
expect to see this out next year, Will.
No, this will be out. This will be out like the end of March, maybe. I don't know.
It's March right now.
I know.
It's March Madness.
I know, but we only have like 3 other episodes banked. So.
Do we? I thought we had more.
No, we got a couple other people. But yeah, so
my podcast has like 10 episodes. So yeah.
But we'll
there you go.
We'll have a weekly open mic starting up after the end of April. So
wait, a Busky?
No, at Sandman.
Oh, heck yeah.
Oh, actually, yeah.
So, oh my god, yeah, no, holy crap. I'm so excited.
I told Will about so I messaged Will the other day and I was like, hey, I know you were looking to maybe get a job at Sandman, and he panicked. This is me talking to Nick, by the way.
Oh my god!
And
hell yeah.
Will panicked like a mother. He was like, "Was I not supposed to do that?" Well, because he filled in to do my audio for me when my friend failed. So when we did that video, Will was my sound guy, and he kind of showed his face, and now they know who he is. So he was like, "Hi, I'm looking for a job." And when I mentioned it to him, he fucking panicked because he thought I was like, "You motherfucker."
Yeah, I thought you were going to be all like, what the fuck? Do you try to push into my territory?
No.
What do you mean you want to bust tables here, you fucking jerk off?
What gives you the right to serve
the fuck do you think you are? Thinking you could get a $2.13 an hour job where I fucking tell people that they can tell dick jokes? Fuck you, Will Miner. Go back to the park.
You have any idea what it takes to serve water to people?
Suspiciously 1950s cop-looking Will Miner. You get the fuck out of here.
I'm gonna start calling him Bobby. Actually, but the reason
I said I kind of realized, like, wow, that was a really silly thing to say. Like,
am I in trouble? I was just trying to increase my base income.
Oh god, I was just like, I don't want to piss off Carlton. He's the only open mic in Richmond.
No, the reason I thought it was so funny,
he's, he does the only open mic in a cidery.
In
Richmond.
Yes,
but the reason I mentioned it too was because Nick knows, but you don't know yet. And by the time this airs, everyone will know. But I'm the open mic and events coordinator now for Sandman.
Oh, shit.
Carlton's got a big dick job there.
Yeah.
So I'll be coordinating all that stuff, including the open
you're
mics.
banned. Will's already banned.
So you will still have to suck my dick, Will, but that's a...
Yeah, oh, God. Are you going to be my boss now?
No, just...
Man, this sucks.
I'm fucking old enough to be your dad, so it shouldn't fucking matter. But...
Will's going to be there, and some shit's going to happen. They're like, if only we had a comic to go up on stage... And then Will's going to get to go on stage, and then Carlton's going to immediately give you the light. You're going to like, hi, what's up, everyone? I'm Will Miner. And he's just going to flash the light at you aggressively.
15 needs drinks, Miner. Like,
the bathroom's toilet's not going to plunge itself, you mother...
Dude, hope you know that the toilet's backed up. Like...
But no, it's... I'll be running the Sunday open mic and... booking the MCs for all the headliner shows, as well as if we don't have a feature that night, like if a comic doesn't bring a feature, I will be pulling from our illustrious list of comics in Richmond to potentially feature. So
damn,
it's like another big boy job, which is weird because I still feel like
you have like 3 jobs already.
Well, the National's not doing anything right now.
Oh,
that's true.
And they're not going to open till they can open at 100%. So it's going to be probably another year before that shit's real.
At least.
And it's funny because this is like just more important and bigger version of what I was doing with Busky. So
yeah,
cool.
No, without question.
It'll be very cool. But yeah, it's I'm excited. So you always will have a place at Sandman, my friend.
Hey. Yeah, busting fucking tables, you
busting fucking tables and plunger in toilets.
You're gonna
cop looking piece of shit. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you gotta give out hand jobs in the green room.
I'm gonna make you wear the hat too. That's no.
Fuck.
And the little goofy shirt and jacket.
Look, there are worse claims to fame you could have. Dude.
Miner, come here, please. My penis needs attention.
No, you could have worse people you could look like, Will. People are like, hey, you look like the Busky guy is way better than, hey, you look like that comic that got in trouble for jerking off in front of everybody.
Bingo.
So,
dude, all right. So, Will, you weren't there for this because you don't care about us as people, so you didn't come see our shows at Busky tonight.
I don't care about anything.
It's okay. Yeah, we can tell.
Fuck you so much.
But no, fucking, that was like one of the funniest things that I had. Like, I riffed like some random shit during the second show. Like I said something, and the next, like I was talking to the dude up.
Were you talking about the fillet of fish bit?
No. So I was talking to the dude up front on second show, the one that Addison kept calling Tommy Trump, and I was talking about how sexy the people at the show were. I was like, "Do you guys are fucking hot, whatever?" And I said something, about like, I was like, "Don't worry, man." Like, I said something about how Addison kept calling him Tommy Trump, and I was like, yeah, and you were like, I said something about like him being great, and I was like, my friend, not Donald Trump. Like, I don't know how you feel about politics, but I was like, whatever. And then I said something, I was like, I love old white men, and I pointed at a guy in the crowd, and I was like, you know what I'm talking about, sir? And then like I said something, the next thing I know, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna jerk off behind this glass. I was like, I said something about like jerking off in front of these people. And the next thing I know, I was like, don't worry, everybody. Not all redhead comics like to jerk off in front of people.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do remember that bit.
And then I was like, just some of us. And then I like pointed at myself. And
I usually only get to catch bits and pieces of people's sets because I'm running around doing other shit. So that's going to be one of those things.
I don't know. Do you guys typically watch the person that goes on before you?
It depends. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I'll catch like the tail end because a lot of the time I'm trying to get into my own head to figure out what I'm doing, and then I'm just trying to like mentally not focus because it'll stress me out if the person in front of me does like if they do bad, I'm like fuck, this sucks. The show's not going to go well. Or like if they do really well. Then I'm like, oh fuck, dude, I just got buried. I'm not gonna be able to follow this. Holy fuck! And then I start freaking out anyways.
Which let me tell you, Will, he says that, but he was willing to go up on stage after Moo was proposing to his girlfriend.
Whoa!
Because I'm a dumb piece of garbage.
A hard follow.
Also,
it would have been.
It's like,
it would have been.
I know, dude. Shout out to Moo. I'm so glad that he couldn't find that ring. Hoo-wee.
Oh, what?
Okay,
yeah,
so like, oh, you don't know that? Okay, so
no, I don't know any of this.
Moo was going to propose to Paula, and
during the first show, in the
middle
of the first show,
yeah,
which Carlton should have put an axe on that and just been like, dude, just do it at the end. Do it at the end.
The reason being was I think because Paula is pregnant and her mom was going to be there, he didn't want to wait the entire show to get to the end.
So he was just going to let them leave mid-show, and then
he was like, I'll go in the middle. So everything was set, and he was like, his idea was to have a joke written on a piece of paper in his coat that he was like, it's a really good joke, and I want everybody to hear it. So he asked her to bring the coat up, and the way it was supposed to work was she brings the coat, he reaches in to get the joke, pulls out the ring, and does the thing. Like real simple, real perfect.
Everyone claps.
Set up exactly. Only he couldn't find the ring when she brought the coat.
He was sketched. He was so nervous.
He started to dig through the pockets, but I mean, he kept his cool for the most part. But the more he realized he couldn't find the ring, the more he started to panic. And I've never seen Moo get flustered before, so it was really weird.
The crazy
thing how important it was too.
The craziest part about it is like I'm sitting at the back of the room, like right next to my camera, like I'm recording him fucking being like, oh yeah, you know, like what here, yeah, I got this joke. Hold on a second.
I can't.
And I'm like recording it, and I'm like, because Carlton tells me he's like, yeah, he's not gonna do the full 10. So just be prepared. So I'm like sitting at the back, just standing, like waiting, like I have to follow a proposal. Like this is terrible. I don't know why I said yes to this, but I was like, whatever, man, fuck it. I'm like,
everybody else was like, who's going up after Moo? And I said, Nick. And they were like, you shouldn't have done that. I was like, no, he said it was cool.
Yeah, he said it was fine.
He asked me, and I was like,
I'm already, I mean,
and he was like, here's the thing is I'm such a piece of shit that he was like, I could put him after you. And I was like, I don't want to go earlier in the show. And I was like, it's cool. I'll just follow it. Don't worry.
You're too humble.
Well, it all worked out though, because he couldn't find it.
Dude, oh my God.
He panicked and he just was like, Carl, bring up the next comic. And that was Nick. So he's like in the back trying to film and was like, oh shit.
So, here's the thing. Like in my head, I was almost as flustered not having to follow the proposal as I would have been having to follow the proposal. Because the whole night I'm like, he's going to go up.
To follow a proposal.
Yeah, I'm like, he's going to go up. He's going to ask her to marry him. The crowd's going to go crazy, and they're going to be like, oh my God, marriage is beautiful. Yeah. Oh, they've got a baby coming. Now their lives are complete. Oh. And then I was going to go up and be like, so I'm a stepdad. I like McDonald's.
Who likes the fillet of fish? That's
what. So like in my head, I was like, I'm going to address it. I got to like figure out a way. So like in my head, I'm running through shit on like how I'm going to tackle
bridge the gap,
having to follow a proposal. Like I was like, all right, I got to figure out a way to like riff on it, be in the moment, and fucking have something fun happen. And as I'm sitting there, like getting ready to go up, he goes, Carlton, come on back up here. You know what? Just go ahead and bring on the next comic. And I was like, I'm the next comic. What the fuck? What do I do? And then like, it hit me like, oh, you just go up and just do your jokes like nothing happened. But in my head, I was so stressed out that I was like, I can't address the fact that he was going to propose because then the surprise is ruined. I couldn't just be like,
man,
oh my God, dude, I'm so stressed out.
Move you could have pulled.
You almost
Moo, what the
man.
fuck? I thought you were proposing.
Dude, oh my God. Like, I thought about that after the fact, like how how much he would have
literally never invited to any mic ever again.
You could have ruined his night.
Could you imagine if
some things are sacred?
What the fuck, man? I can't believe like Carlton told me the whole night that I was following a proposal. No one fucking said anything.
Don't drag me down with you, you motherfucker. Dude,
I would have thrown you under the bus. This is what you.
I know you would have.
Like, you want to follow a proposal? Yeah, fucking.
Or do you want to follow a narc? That's it's a 50-50 on
show. Technically,
no, but he has been. He has been.
Yes, I have been lucky enough.
He's a has been. No.
Hey.
Hey.
I've been there. I don't know. I've always thought it was pretty cool that Carlton like texted me and he's been like, "I need you at the show," and I felt really cool because I was like, "I'll be there in 30."
Oh yeah. That was the that was because of Nick, actually.
Oh, hey, thanks, Nick. Sweet.
Yeah, because Nick got COVID, and I wasn't sure that Jake was going to make it, and I wasn't sure somebody else was going to make it. So Will was my alternate that night, and I still let you go up, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, thank God for COVID. I got to go on. Hey, look at that. Thanks, Nick.
You're welcome, dude.
Yeah, because Nick was like, "Fuck, dude, I can't make it. I got COVID." I was like,
"Dude,
fuck."
the fucking day before that show, I went to take my test, and I'm like, "There's no way I have COVID." So like that Wednesday, I was at home, and I'm like, I feel achy. I'm running a fever, and I was like, "This sucks. I don't feel good." And that night, I took a bunch of ibuprofen, and then within like an hour, my fever went away, and I felt way better. And I was like, "Oh, dude, like, all right, that's weird. Maybe I just had like a 24-hour thing. Like, that's fine." I was supposed to go back to work that Thursday, and I was like, "Well, let me go get tested just to be safe." And went and got tested that Thursday morning, and it came back positive. And I was like, "Ooh. Motherfucker." My boss called me before I went to take the test, and he was like, "Well, I'm just saying, like, I'm assuming if you test positive, you're probably not going to do your show in Richmond tomorrow." And I was like, "No, I won't. I'm not going to test positive and then go tell jokes to people." Yeah. Yes, you're right.
Do you work online?
Exactly.
Wait,
I'm not going to do that. No, I have an in-person job, which is how I
got it.
That's how I got it. Not to throw anyone under the bus. No corporations will be mentioned, but yeah, I got the devil's virus from working in customer service, along with like 8 other people that I work with.
Right on.
So yeah, COVID ran a train on fucking all of us. We all gangbanged the same virus. We all were fucking.
As always, Nick was the caboose. That's.
I mean, you were among good company, I guess.
We took a big load of COVID straight to the face.
Yep. And then he shaved his beard. No.
And then fucking dude, like I had to text Carlton and be like, "Hey man, I can't come tomorrow. I can't do it. I don't. I have. You
also afraid to text him?
Yeah, dude. Well, it wasn't so much that I was afraid.
The power that
I wasn't afraid. It was just that I was like,
he was disappointed as fuck.
Well, yeah, I was super bummed and I was bummed.
I mean, dude, we don't have that many mics that we can even fucking do. So
that's what I'm saying. And like every time I've done Busky, and like knock on wood, but like not to jinx it, but like literally every time I've ever done Busky, I've always done well. Like I've always had a good set. Yeah, and I've always been able to walk away with at least a video of a joke or something new that I don't have out that I'm like, all right, cool. Now I can put this out. Well, and so like my thing was like knowing that I was like, I don't get a chance to record live material in front of people.
Let me just set your mind at ease though, Nick, because that first show was an open mic and it was the first time we were doing it with the, what did Chris Allen call it? The Pope Shield. Because it was the first time we were doing it with that, it was a hard show. I don't know that you would have gotten anything from that crowd. That was like,
they were.
That was a rough crowd.
Addison, from what I heard, Addison did really well that show.
He did pretty good. Moo did really good. I think Moo did the best out of anybody. I think what it is, and I mentioned this. Who did I talk to yesterday? I think I talked to Winston or something. Oh no, I talked to Paige. I talked to Paige and Jack. And I think what it was when the plexiglass was up, it was the first time we'd done it. And normally if somebody tells a joke that doesn't kill, but a couple people will laugh at it, you'll get a few,
murmurs.
You get you get a chuckle here and there. And then because somebody else laughs, somebody will go, oh yeah, that was pretty funny. And then they'll join in and you'll get a little like a rumble. But with plastic there, if somebody goes, you don't hear it.
Yeah, well, because it hits the plexiglass and then just dissipates.
Well, so you don't hear it, and then you go into your next thing because you're like, oh shit, that didn't hit. And then you start telling a joke when somebody's reaction would have been a little more infectious. So that like Nick just sent me video of my opening from the double show we did. And while I didn't kill, I did get a couple of like responses. I never heard the responses while I was up there. Yeah. So I just kept talking over top of them, which was, it's a weird, like I said, I knew it was going to be weird, but I didn't even take that into consideration.
That's my thing. And that's like one thing that I always focus on is silence. So like, that's one thing that
silence is difficult with this.
So like that was,
because everything's silence.
Well, that's my thing is like, that's just how I've like built my delivery is like, I've made it like, and you've talked to me, like you and I've talked about this is like, you've said like I have a very specific like way that I deliver a joke.
It's like a certain cadence.
And like I always stick to that. Like I always try to like deliver in that same manner, in that same cadence that I would normally use. And I always like when I write jokes, I allot for like this is where I'm gonna pause, this is where I'm gonna pause, and this is how I'm gonna let this like sit and breathe. Which was good at least because with second show, it was good enough and the laughs were strong enough during my set that I was able to hear them. I was able to hear stuff like around the room and I was able to let it hit and then let it fill. And then go to other stuff and then still build on it. Like,
and that is exactly the same problem with Zoom.
Well, no.
Zoom is fun. No. Don't, Carlton. Don't even bring Zoom in near your show. Like that's
I mean, we were just it's a similar issue, is what I mean.
I guess so.
Yeah, it's a similar issue. Like if everyone's unmiked or if everyone's unmuted, I should say, then it's not nearly as bad. But 90% of the time, if people are watching the show, they mute themselves so they can do other shit.
Yeah.
And then you get no reaction. And then it's like, well, here's this joke. And then here's this joke. And then you'll get the occasional, but no audio. So it's like, depending on how big the room is, it's like, what the shit?
Show off, like, I don't really, that's why I don't really do Zoom shows all that much. Because most of the time, it's just most of the other comics and they just want to do their time. And it's like, actually, I don't know, Mike, they don't give a shit about me.
Well, I will say,
go to the back of the room, which is the equivalent of muting themselves, you know?
Nick, like, you do a lot of Zoom mics though, don't you?
I don't do obviously like having COVID really fucked me up. And that was like why I was so excited to do those shows the other night is because like when I got COVID, I thought like, oh yeah, I'm going to be upstairs anyways. Like I'll be up here. I'll be by my computer.
Just do a bunch of mics.
Like I'll just do a bunch of online stuff. I'll do, whatever. I'll knock out podcasts. I'll do a bunch of shit. And then in reality, I was like, I have no fucking energy. Sitting in this chair hurts. My body hurts. I don't want to fucking do anything. Like I didn't have any desire to do it. So it was literally 2 weeks of me not doing anything comedy related. And it like once I found out that I didn't have it, I was gonna go to Bucketheads and I was like, nah, I just don't feel like it. I'm tired. I wanted to go to sleep. So I just stayed home and went to bed. And like it literally was like a 2-week window where I didn't do anything stand-up related. So like leading up to that first show, like when me and Addison were on the way there, like that was the first time in a while with me doing stand-up that like I almost for like a second started to get nerves of like, holy shit, man, I hope this goes well. And like, luckily,
you mean like I feel every time and then I'm always disappointed?
Well, yeah, but but like my thing was first show started like first show started to build up. Like the first show started to build up and it got some good energy like near the end, but it was still really touch and go. Like it was still really hard. To get a good
it was early too. Like that's the tough time with us having that curfew was starting as early as we did. People literally just got out of work and they just started drinking.
But I tell you what, man, the difference between first show and second show was night and day.
Yeah.
Second show was literally,
which is funny because the owner asked me later, he was like, should we just not do an early show? And I was like, honestly, if we're going to do 2 shows, which we need to, because we have to be able to let, normally we're packing 100 people in there. Now it's like 45, maybe
7 o'clock, 9 o'clock.
Well, it's like going to be 6:30,
8:30,
6. Yeah, something like that. 6:30, 8:30. But not because now the curfew's gone or the alcohol thing has gone longer. But we also Busky doesn't stay open that late. Busky doesn't normally stay open past like 9 or 10 o'clock.
You should tell them, dude.
I don't want to screw their staff, on their normal schedule. So it's a lot of things. There's a lot of logistics that happen in the background.
It's one night, it's just one night.
I know, and they love the night. Busky.
Oh yeah, I mean everybody does. Like that's the thing. It's like
not just the employees.
The thing was like going into it, like, oh my God, it's 2 shows. They're both sold out. Even though it was at lower capacity, it's like, holy shit, like this is still dope. Yeah. Like I was talking to Chris about it. Is like, wow, like that's the first time I've ever done 2 shows in one night. So it was like really cool to have that experience, especially because like I felt like I had a decent set the first show. It wasn't perfect, but it was still a good set overall for what it was. I was like, yeah, I feel good about that. Like it was a good set. I was loose. I was having fun. And I went through all my jokes. I didn't use my notes. Like I was able to just go through that whole set without any hiccups. You know what I mean? So like,
yeah,
that was fun. And then I had a couple drinks in between shows. So like I was super loose by the time the second show came around. And I talked about I had like, dude, I think I had like almost like a whole 6-pack to myself.
Free, so you don't want to be rude. Like,
I think I definitely know for a fact I had like 4 or 5 in between when the first show started and by the time I got on stage.
Then you got to meet celebrities. It was great.
Oh, dude, yeah. I was gonna say I don't know if we're allowed to talk about that, but yeah, it was dope.
You can talk about it. This will be out in a year or something. Wait, what? You met a famous person?
He met a couple of them.
They're people from TV.
They're on a TV show.
Dude, did I tell you what I said to his mom before I left Carlton? So
who is it? Come on.
So I'm friends. My wife and I are friends with the parents of some people that are on 90 Day Fiance, and they're also on the show. So they all came to the show to see the comedy.
Ooh,
and my girlfriend. So here's the kicker.
Nick's girlfriend is a huge fan.
Here's the kicker. My girlfriend is a super fan. Like I just got Discovery Plus so that she could watch more 90 Day Fiance stuff. Well, they were there, and like apparently the girl is like a huge fan of McDonald's. So like they wanted. It was weird because like Carlton's wife was like, they want to talk to you.
It really is.
Yeah, it was crazy because like his wife came up to me and was like, they want to talk to you after the show. Come talk to them. Like they want to talk to you. So I was like, holy shit! Like it wasn't the other way around of like,
you were like,
hey, our friend wants to talk to you. This is my
ticket.
Yeah, I was like, now's my chance. And no, so like they were super nice. Like I got hugs. Like they were giving me hugs, and I gave them stickers for the podcast and shit. And like before I left, I was like, hey, nice to meet you, shaking hands and shit, kissing babies, whatever, doing all that stuff. And his mom was like, oh my God, you were so funny. It was so great to meet you, blah, 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 blah. And I literally go, get over here, you fucking beautiful silver fox, you or whatever. I told her,
shit.
I said, get over here. You
4-siders and
I said, get over here, you sweet fucking peach. Get over here. Give me a hug. And she gave me a hug and she was like, oh my God, we loved you so much. It was so great meeting you. We can't wait to meet your wife.
God damn.
Yeah, you missed a good time, dude. Will. You should have been there, man.
Shit, I need to come out more often.
Well, the good news is that as we get closer to Sandman, you'll be able to be on those nights to do that with us.
And plus, hey, me and Jack are actually we started doing my pickup truck. We're doing pickup shows now.
Oh, cool.
And we got our first one coming up on the 19th.
Well, this will air way after that, so.
Hey, I gotta check.
Well, I'm glad I can still
Jack asked me about doing that. I gotta see if I.
Well, and the other good news is Nick. You'll have to watch Nick because at some point he will be emceeing there at Sandman, so he will have to do 2 shows in a night again, and you'll get to see him struggle. So part of the struggle bus, man.
Bomb.
God, like a B-52, it'll be great.
Yeah, I'm a high school's worst enemy. All I do is bomb.
It was good talking to you, Will. I'm glad you're doing all right and still looking like a narc, but we'll forgive you for that.
Get that jizz out of your mustache.
Later, man.
Never. All right, good talking to you guys.
Later,
buddy.
Later.